Alright, so what we have here is our 2008 Focus. Unfortunately, there comes a time you got to work on your daily driver. It's not fun. You always want to work on your Fox body or your Mopar. But today's daily driver day, we got motor mounts to do. So I have the engine supported with a jack. I don't know if you can see it there. And I got the top right side motor mount out, and I want to show you guys something. Okay, so the old one's on the left, new one's on the right. Notice the amount of daylight from the top of this bracket to here, and from this bracket to here. So they call that a collapsed motor mount. So this rubber right in here collapses. So if you have one of these cars, that's an 08 Focus. I believe 08 to 2011 was this body style. If you have one of these cars and the dash is rattling, there's a whole bunch of dash rattling going on, chances are your engine's just vibrating through the body because of that, the contact from the collapsed motor mounts. The recommended thing is to get the 3-mount kit and replace all 3, because if you have one bad one, it stresses out the other good ones. So there's one on the right for the engine, one on the left driver's side for the transmission, and then one underneath. They call it like a torque brace to keep the engine from rolling, torquing front to back. All right. Not really roll camera coming apart. I'll try and show you how this thing goes back together. A little tight. Let's see here. See, the engine's out of position. So, and up. These bolts go in. You need a female Torx socket. What's that gunk? Look, see, watch that. Look down in the hole. Flash there. Chinese parts. Okay, push that through. Unfortunately, Chinese parts are the way of the future. I don't think there's any escaping that now. Alright, the key thing is I have everything lined up so no stripping. I believe the engine has to come up. Go to our jack. Get your bolts started. Right, because you don't want no cross thread issues. Matter of fact, I might grease that. Alright, so I think I read somewhere in the box they don't want air tools on this. I took it apart with air tools. Thing is, you're going into aluminum. These bolts here are slanted outward a little bit. So if you're doing this and they're not going in straight, they're not really meant to. I'm gonna get a drift punch. Okay, so this is a drift pin. This isn't really a punch. This is for aligning stuff. So I'm gonna stick it in this hole and align. Hopefully align the rest of the holes. Get all your bolts started and snug them down. Feels like the engine's high on the jack, which is good. The jack's supporting the weight. And you can run your bolts down by hand. This is what I'm using for a ratchet. 3/8 long handled Snap-on. Alright, there's the passenger side mount installed over here, right under the battery. It's the trans mount. Same thing, support the transmission side of the engine with a floor jack, and then back these bolts out. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the center, and then gonna drop this new one in. These are from Marmon Ride Control, I believe is the name of the company. Made in China stuff, but probably more affordable made in China stuff. They were $100 for the 3-mount set off the internet. So they're out there, Rock Auto, Amazon, etc. Once all the bolts are out, this should just lift right out of here. There is the stud on the transmission. There's the mount. Can't tell if that's bad or not, but this car has 200,000 on it. 200,000 miles. We're replacing them. Alright, so we got our battery tray going back in. Now's a good time to clean and service your battery terminals. Fairly straightforward install. I wouldn't say an hour aside, about 40 minutes aside once you get all the tools out. Not a bad job at all. Not worth paying somebody to do it, put it that way. Okay, there's the rear dog bone installed. There's a 13mm bolt up here. I got at it with deep offset 13mm box wrench. Get up in there like that. Break it loose. Get it out to where you can get a ratcheting stubby 13 on it, and you back that top one out. So that was the worst of the bottom. That whole bracket assembly there has got to come out with the dog bone. You can call it a dog bone. It pretty much is a dog bone. It's just under the car where the old dog bones are on the top as soon as you open the hood, like on the GMs. But yeah, this is probably the worst of the job. The whole job wasn't that bad. But Ford has that bolt shrouded where you can't get straight on it with a wrench, so that deep offset wrench really helped in this case. And then when the engine's loose, you can grab it and rock it forward. The whole engine will swing back and forth. But yeah, that's it. All 3 mounts done. Okay, so this job, this is the front mount. If you have like a rattly, shaky, buzzy dash vibration, you can feel them in the car. You can open the hood, see if you can stick your finger under it up to the first knuckle, up to there. If you can't, it's something else, but this is the old one. And notice I can stick my finger up to the first knuckle. That plus, like I showed you earlier, is all that daylight. So that's how you can tell that shot. Just see if your first knuckle goes under it in the car.